distinguished film producers who have agreed to be here this morning, my colleagues, students of mass communication, media and other disciplines of this university. I'm sure most of you would have been thinking in your hearts that had you missed this, you would have missed something. You agree with me? This occasion. You would have had an occasion to listen to two great personalities like Chancellor and Dr. Anita, who shared their experiences with you in their own styles. Friends, this festival, the Asian Film Festival this year, is just a beginning as far as mass communication and media and electronic media is concerned in this department. And as you said, Madam, we will hold it, make it a regular feature. Every year, this university, whether I'm here or not here, I'm sure whoever succeeds me will host film festival regularly. The second thing is, of the several gaps which I found a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years back when I joined, we could plug and fill up most of the gaps in the academics with about 15 departments started here. But still I find some gaps. That gap is in the School of Performing Arts, where I don't see visual art and then I don't see dance and music. These three things are still missing. I think this is also we need to strengthen in our university so that it really becomes a university in the true sense. I dare not speak much about the films because though I have a flair to venture into that field also, at least sometime before I leave this place, into some kind of an experimental film of some of my ideas. But I cannot resist saying, sharing a few of my thoughts. As you all know, like Radhika put it, the time has come that a woman is empowered. There has been a change which is varying from place to place, from country to country, depending upon their own inherent characters, heterogeneities, beliefs, and so on. India being the most heterogeneous country in the world, with absolute difference between 6 families living in a street anywhere, particularly in Mysore and Bangalore from where I come. If you walk through a street, then you find one house, they will be speaking Tamil, eating a particular type of food. The other house, they will be speaking Telugu, they will be having a different type of food. The third house will be speaking Malayalam. In one street, you can come across 5 to 6 languages spoken, 5 to 6 deities being worshipped, and 5 to 6 types of foods being cooked. This is the heterogeneity of this country. And in this country, if you want to bring a change, or if you want to be an agent of change, then you need to have several channels. And one of the most powerful channels I see is the film. Film is one of the most powerful channels which can bring in a change. I know that there are difficulties of finding audience for experimental films just that are documentaries, and then it is very easy to get a large audience if you are singing Sheila Ki Jawani. If there is a song of Sheila Ki Jawani, or there is a one more I was forgotten. Munni Badnavi Zalim. I know you get a lot of this audience, but it's very difficult to get an audience where you have something to connect which deals with your own lives. But the effort has to go on. Now the time has come that if this has to be taken forward, there has to be a kind of a connectivity between the people in the field, people in the industry and the academia. This disconnect, which has been there in the country for a very long time, not only in media, but several other disciplines, is what we are trying to break in the Pondicherry University. Now, we would like to have a complete connectivity between actual producers in media or actual persons who are working in the field and our academic, our professors, our teachers, so that there is a wider connectivity in the society as such, and large number of films can be produced, and a whole lot of change can be brought in. Perceptions of communication have also changed. Perceptions of women's requirements are also changed. Perceptions of, because the time is changing, it is not just in isolation, it's the whole world is changing. In the name of globalization, as Dr. Anita rightly put it, now what is sacred? Once upon a time sacred used to be a temple or a mosque or a church, but now sacred could be your mobile or that stupid gadget which you most of the time you call something which you said, I forgot. Realize this. So the whole thing is changing. So with the changing world, then everything is changing. And the new generations which are coming up, their aspirations are different. So you need to change. Then you can't bring a change if you are isolated. So isolation is one which actually it breeds free generation. And it's the interaction and the crossbreeding which actually brings in innovation in the society. So I think this is the principle on which the Pondicherry University works. And I want to take this opportunity to tell all the young producers who are here that this university is open to you to come and work with our faculty and our students in whatever capacity you would like. I'm glad that Radhika could mobilize a lot of people. Like last, you brought Shazia, a young film producer. She came and gave a big workshop, and our students really, I think, were benefited. And now Aditi is here, and she has been giving a workshop, and more film producers have come, directors have come, and they are going to teach them on the real art of filmmaking, creativity. I think this is what exactly we want. That is actually the vision of the university, not only in this media, but the entire various disciplines which you are running. So what I want to convey is that if you would like to come here, spend a few weeks or maybe a few months, or if you would like to be an adjunct faculty of the mass communication, please don't hesitate to write to me directly. I have to tell you that so only now, I think probably this is the only university that students write to the Vice Chancellor directly and get the response. So they send me a mail and I respond to them. Only thing is it's early in the morning, at 5 o'clock I respond to all the mails. And if they are awake, they can get it instantly at that point of time. But you can write to me with your programs, and we would like to collaborate in a big way with the industry. And I would also like to start, if you have some innovative programs in mind, like I was thinking, as you said, that you could have a capsule of 6 months program and somebody could come, and I'm even willing to start a course in choreography, dance and choreography, just for, I think Anita is the right person to be a visiting professor. 6 months course or 1 year, whatever, and then you can have people from across the country to come here, or people from Chennai or Pondicherry, youngsters, not necessarily students from here, they could join the course in dance, choreography. So the point is, this being a federal and a central university, we have tremendous freedom because we rule, we make our rules. See, you must understand that. We are not ruled by anybody. We make our rules, and we want to change, we change our rules. If any rule comes in the way, it's our policy that we abandon those rules and create new rules. Because ultimately, we need to progress. We need to progress not in the snail's race, snail's pace as we used to do before, but the time has come, we have to be very aggressive in our growth and development. I'm sure we'll take advantage of this. I'm sure my media people, media students, and media faculty will gain a lot from this. Ultimately, I'm not interested to have it. I did not work for 3 years to set up a department which is a mediocre department, having some routine things, going to class or not going to class, teaching or not teaching, and doing a petty politics. I have created a department so that this department becomes an international department. It draws the focus from the entire world, and people should start coming to Pondicherry. They should think it has all started happening in many other fields. Several departments we have started, people have started writing to me, sending me mails that we would like to join. The frontline foundation of Cherian has come and he came and met me. He said, "What fantastic research you are doing. I want to join you." Next week we are signing an MOU with them. The Institute of Astrophysics came and said, "Sir, you are doing such wonderful work. Let's jointly work on a joint program." We have worked on a joint program. It's going on in astrophysics with the Institute of Astrophysics. And this morning I received another mail from the Indian Institute of Biological Research, and he says that the National Institute of Biological Research, he says the publications we went through and we find that it's so innovative that they want to come and join us and want to offer a joint course. So I'm just trying to convey is that we are open to anything. You think of even a strange idea, please don't hesitate to write to me. We will all sit together, brainstorm and see what is the best possible to implement it. The bottom line and the punch line is we want quality, we want innovation, we want something which will make yourself, your lives fantastic, and you are recognized. You emerge as pillars of the world. I am quite sure that there will be many hidden film producers sitting in this audience. There are many hidden directors sitting in this audience. There are great people sitting in the audience. I hope I will also become one great man someday by producing one film. I'm planning. Thank you very much.